Hello, everybody. It's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor. I am live because I want to paint one of these ornaments with you all. So it comes in 4 different pieces and you layer them together to create a beautiful finished product. Let me grab the one that we're actually going to be painting. We're going to be doing my favorite, which is Santa kissing Mrs. Claus. Now, while let me get this set up because I'm supposed to share this into a group. So let me share this over to the Jingle Mingle group. And then we'll get started. There we go. Let me make sure I can see my comments over here. Drop a comment. Let me know who's watching with me. Make sure my volume is turned down so I don't hear myself. And if you aren't too distracted by the lawnmower outside my window, my son is mowing the yard currently, and I'm like, it is so loud, and I'm getting ready to go live. So, hello, everybody. It's Tamara Bennett. Drop a comment. Let me know who's watching with me. How do I best see comments on my iPad? I feel like, okay, there we go. If I turn it that way, I can see them. All right. Hello, everybody. Okay, hey Joanne, hey Vicky, hey Candy. I'm seeing comments. Good, good, good. All right, we're going to be painting this particular ornament. It's one of a set of 4, and they come layered like so. Whoop. Here's the rest of the set. So it comes with these other 3: Santa giving the little girl a gift, the kids sitting in front of the fireplace, and a little boy putting an ornament on the Christmas tree. The kit also comes with a packet of art resin, because when you're finished, you're going to pour resin inside of the ornaments. And if you've never worked with resin before, don't be scared. I walk you through all of this in a video tutorial that you get access to when you buy the kit. So, and you're also going to be getting the packet of resin in the kit. So no need to worry there. Let's zoom in a little bit so y'all can see a little closer. How close do we need to get? Is that good? Hello, Brenda. I'm busy, busy, busy this morning. Yes, I've been live already this morning. All right, I'm just going to jump right into it because I only have about an hour, because we're inside the Jingle and Mingle Facebook group, and every hour a different creator has been going live. So I'm not really going to do a lot of teaching while I'm doing this, because I teach you how to paint these in the actual kit that you get. So I'm just going to zoom through painting some of these as quickly as I can so that y'all can kind of see in real time how to do these. Now, if painting something like this is really intimidating to you, I want to encourage you to give it a try, because it's easier than you think. This is pretty small. Actually, I've even had some people in my group who have painted these with just paint pens. So if you own like a set of the multicolor paint pens, you really could do this whole set with just paint pens. I just love to paint, so I'm using paint. So see how I kind of traced the window there? I want to make sure that the night sky can be seen through that little window. Thank you for sprinkling the love, Christine. I appreciate it. Who's new here? Christine's new here. If you're new here, let me do a quick little introduction. I'm Tamara Bennett. I normally teach you how to paint door hangers like what you see hanging up behind me. And so I usually paint big things, but today in the Jingle Mingle, we're doing a real small project. So if something like this interests you, I did put the link to our Pumpkins and Pickups workshop, which is what this is called. It's going to be happening August 5th and 7th inside of a private Facebook group. So if you want to join me for that, check out that link. Painting door hangers is what I do every day, all day. I love it. I started out locally teaching, like in my hometown. I would do paint parties at like the local pizza joint, or I would come to your church fellowship room and teach like a large group of people how to paint. And it just kind of became my joy. It became the thing that supported my family, but also filled my cup. And so I'm excited to share some of this with you all today, and kind of introduce you to what I do. Has anybody that's new here, have you painted a door hanger before, or have you ever considered painting a door hanger before? It probably terrifies you. Don't worry, it terrifies everybody who first meets me. I think I need a bigger brush. This is going to take all day painting this little thing with this little bitty brush. But once they do one project with me, like during the Pumpkins and Pickups workshop or something like that, they usually gain like a new confidence in themselves. And suddenly they're like, wow, I actually can do this. They come to me thinking, I can't even draw a stick figure. How do you expect me to paint that? But it doesn't take long before they realize, oh, wait, this is just something all I have to do is follow the steps. And the teacher is telling me what to do. me. I'm giving you step by step, and you just follow along, and you can accomplish way more than you ever dreamed you could. So who knows? This could be your new hobby, your new crafty obsession, painting on wood like I'm doing. Whether you're painting small or painting big, this is definitely small. So that's the background for our little piece here. And the cool thing about these ornaments is you don't even really have to paint all of each layer, because look, a lot of this is like covered up. So I don't have to paint this whole outer area. That's all going to be covered up. I do know that I need to paint this little area here because that's going to show. So I'm just going to get my little paintbrush out and cover that. I've done a different set of these ornaments for the last 2 years. We have a new set, new designs coming out in September. This is last year's design. And they kind of become like collectibles. Once you make them, like they're almost indestructible with this resin in them. And you can gift them to people in your family, like your kids, your grandkids, and they will cherish these. Amy says, I love painting door hangers with you. Christine said, I've never even thought about it. It's okay. Well, welcome to the club. Kara says, so much fun to paint door hangers. Pam has painted with me before. Oh, thank you, Stacy. She said, Tamara is great. I've been a PC sister for 3 years. The ornaments are gorgeous. Thank you. They really are so impressive in person. Because when you pick one up, it's like you realize, wow, somebody put some time into this. And this is not something that could just be purchased in a store. My favorite thing is to take these ornaments with me when I go to like one of those Christmas parties. Let me angle this a little bit. When I go to like one of those Christmas parties where you bring like a Christmas gift or an item or do an ornament exchange. That's my really favorite thing to do, is to take them to an ornament exchange, because everybody's like, where did you get that? And it's like, I made it. And they're like, what? No way. Because they can tell it's like handmade, but they just, or not handmade, but they can tell it's hand painted. And so it's just really special. And they are always fought over at every ornament exchange that I've ever taken them to. So super cool. I'll paint this red all the way to the edge here, because it's not, most of this isn't going to show, but I don't know where it's going to stop and where it's going to start. So this is our curtain over here. You need some of these ornaments? Well, go grab them, Angie. I've got them up in the links for you. I also shared about them on the live that I did earlier today, where we talked about all the things, the Friday Fab 5 live. Any questions? What's the new design going to look like? I can't tell, Vicki. It's always a secret. I will say it's not, it's similar but different. Like it's going to be a different scene from Christmas. So the last 2 years, the first year was kind of like different Christmas scenes. Like there was one with a truck driving through the city, and then there was another, what was it? Like a front door step with a wreath on it. What else? There was a snowman in a field. The carpet's also red. The carpet, the ground. There was just different scenes. And then last year's set, which is this set here, is all kind of like things that are happening. Like this is Santa kissing Mrs. Claus. This is a little girl receiving a gift from Santa. The kids are sitting in front of the fireplace. And then this other one is a boy hanging an ornament on the tree. So there's kind of like different scenes going on. And so the next year's will be different scenes also, but it won't involve kids, won't involve trucks, won't even involve like inside the house or the living rooms. So I don't know, maybe y'all could take some guesses as to what kind of scene it might be. Are the first set still available from 2023? Nope, those are now retired, discontinued, if you will. That's why we always encourage you guys to get them when we first release them, because we only do like limited runs of these. So the 2025 designs will come out September 16th. We accidentally cut way too many of these, so that's why I'm still painting these in 2024, but they're some of my favorites. Okay, let me paint the green. See, that what I love to do when I'm doing these is to hop around. So if I still have green paint on my brush, I look at the picture to see what else has green on it. And this little strand of lights has green on it. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint that while I've still got the green on my brush. And that saves a little bit of time. Like I said, though, you can also paint these with paint pens if you prefer. Hey, Catherine. Thank you. I'm glad you like them. These are my pride and joy, honestly. Yeah, Barbara, this video is on YouTube and Facebook also. Okay, let's jump to painting something fun. I say something fun, like this isn't all fun. It is all fun. But let's jump to painting something else on a different piece here, like Mrs. Claus's dress. And I'm just painting it all red, and then I'll add some little accents to it, like white cuffs on the sleeves or something like that. She also has like a little sock down here that needs to be red. And then Mr. Claus, Santa is his name, Mr. Claus. He's got a red suit, obviously, but we're going to leave space for white on the little ball on his hat. And then his cuffs are going to be white also. And then he'll have little black gloves. So I'm just using a little bitty flat tip brush. This thing's probably a 1/4 inch wide. You could also use a little round tip brush like this that's kind of pointed if you feel like you'd have more control over your paint that way. I've just been painting a long time, so I'm pretty good at the dexterity and controlling the paint and where I put it. Sometimes I'm not, but most of the time I am. Becky says, link please. I put the link up in the video description for you. So if you'll just tap above the video here, there's a link to buy the kit. And if you're interested in that Pumpkins and Pickups workshop, love the design that's hanging up behind me, I put a link for it in there as well. That starts on August 5th and 7th. That will be taught live inside of a private Facebook group. So it's a little different than this. This isn't taught live. This is everything's pre-recorded for you. And as soon as you receive your ornament pieces, you can begin painting them. I think I'm going to add a little gray into his beard because I want his beard to look different than like the white on his outfit. See if I can hold it in such a way that you can see it. It's hard to see with the white desk behind it, huh? So there's the white beard. And now that I got it painted white, I'm going to dip in a little bit of gray and swirl a little bit of that gray into, oop, I got too much. Let's wipe it on a paper towel. Swirl a little bit of gray in there. Santa's got some gray. There we go. Looks pretty good. And then Mrs. Claus, we're going to give her a little bit of a grayish white hair also. I don't know if Mrs. Claus in your brain has gray hair or if she has white hair or brown hair. Who knows? She could have whatever color hair you want her to have. Are these new or last year's? These are last year's designs from 2024. The new ones, the 2025 ones, will come out September 16th. So right now you can get this whole kit at 30% off because we're doing a Christmas in July sale. These kits are normally $65. So at 30% off, you can get them for $45.50. I'm just using a skin tone color right now to paint their little faces and her hands. His hands won't be that color. His hands will be black because he's wearing mittens. Crystal said, can't wait to get these. We've got them cut and ready to ship, so they will ship really quickly. Let's see. Her shoes, let's make them black because his boots are black. Whoops, I missed some white too. I forgot to paint the little fluffy areas down there white. Paint his gloves black. And it will probably take you a lot longer to paint these than it's taking me right now. I've just already painted like 15 sets of these. So I've had a lot of practice. I've kind of gotten in the habit of each year painting 12 to 15 sets of them. And then I gift them to my family members. I take them to Christmas parties. I even sent some one year to people on my team who work for me as kind of like a little gift at Christmas time. And so it's just special because it's not something that I can pick up for them in a store. They know when they receive these that I actually spent time making this and like putting a lot of work into it. Okay, there's what we got so far. Really simple details. Oh, I forgot the little cuff on her sleeve in white. And then the coffee cup. What color should the coffee cup be? Maybe I should just leave it tan. In the picture, I think I made it black. Let's see. Yeah, on this one, I made it black. Don't suppose it matters too much. There we go. Okay. So this is the top layer. So no, is that right? Yes, this is the top layer. So when we put them all together, we can see that I don't even have to paint this whole outer area here. I just have to paint the present, the chair, and the lights. And this will lay on top. So I need to paint the floor here. And the floor has been red. So let me grab some red paint. Whoop. And we're going to swipe that red along here to be the floor. You could make your carpeting a different color too, because on this one, you can see that I did a different color scheme than the other one. I wanted it to have like a different look. So I painted the outside green, but in the sample tutorial that's on the sheet here with that I taught live, that one I did with like a black outline. So we'll go and paint the outside of this black here in a bit, and then we'll layer it like so. And do you see the picture starting to come alive? And when you stack it up like this, you can kind of see what you still need to paint. And it makes it pretty simple. So let's work on the little chair. Mrs. Claus has silver hair. Yep, we made it kind of grayish silver. Questions? Comments? Vicki says, you'll love painting these 2024 ornaments. They turn out so beautiful. I was nervous about the resin, but it was so much easier and fun to watch it develop that I thought. I couldn't agree more. I had to get my protein shake going before the live because I was like, my blood sugar is going to bottom out midway through this live because I haven't eaten anything yet today. Okay, I'm just using a gray and I'm swiping it on this little armchair here. Now, I do want to add a little bit of shading to this chair. So I'm going to dip the corner of my brush in a little bit of a darker gray. And I'm going to kind of take that up and around the edges. Now, this is totally optional. You don't have to get this fancy. You can keep it super simple. I didn't get enough of that color on my brush. I was like, it's not showing up. I was trying to differentiate the bottom of the chair from the top of the chair. And then I'm going to do some tiny little gray dots, and those are going to be like the buttons on the back of the couch. And I'm just using the bottom of my paintbrush to do that, just to add little buttons. Now I need a round tip brush to add the arms and legs to the chair with the brown. Like that. And so many of these little tiny details, you don't need to agonize over them because some of these aren't even going to show up after you get all the layers put together. Let me open up my... Catherine, what about the green? You like the green? You like the green or the black better? The green is what I did on these. See, it's got a green and gold outline, but the actual example in our kit has black and white, which is what I'm doing right now. I did several different versions of these last year just so that I could see different ways to paint them. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of yellow lights to our light strand here. And then my present down here is going to be kind of a yellowy gold. But we'll go back with white and add a big white bow. Oh, make the coffee cup green. I've already painted it black, but that would have been a good idea. Okay, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to get out my other colors for my Christmas lights. And I'm not even going to pour any out. I'm just going to take a little out of the lid here. And I'm just going to dab some on my light strands. Like two lights for each color. So we did yellow, we did pink. Let's do orange. I've just got a paper towel handy. So every time I'm rinsing my brush out, I'm dabbing it on that paper towel so I don't drip. We'll do one orange over here. And then in between, we need like a blue color. So I'm going to get a bright blue for that. I feel like I'm speed painting these ornaments. When you go to paint them, you may want to paint them a little slower, make this a little bit more relaxing. I just know I only have about an hour. So I was like, I want to go through this quickly so that we actually get to the finish line with one of these. Okay. Now for the white on the bow, we can just kind of do this and add the white. And then I'm going to make like a, what's it look like? Let me see the example. Okay, it was just kind of like a little crisscross of the ribbon. One going this way, and one going that way. Just make a little bow. So this one's pretty much done, except for I think the top of this will have to be painted. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that gray because later we can add some glitter on top of it or paint it silver or something if we want to make it look like it's metal. So that's like the little hanger on the top. Okay, while that's drying, I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to layer this on top of this. Wait. Let me think about this for a second. What am I trying to do? Whoop. I'm trying to figure out, like, I need to paint the outside of this black. So I was like, I don't want to cover up the red carpet. So I'll just carefully go around it. And you could customize the colors on these to kind of match your own decor. So if you don't, want black in any of your Christmas decor, you could paint it different colors. I don't know. Let me know. What colors do you usually use when you decorate for Christmas? I kind of had a whole red, white, black, and green theme going for a couple of years there. Now I'm into a little bit more of like red and silver and stuff like that. So I still have a little bit of things. Like I have a little bit of ribbon, I think that's like black and white. So I think that's why I'm drawn to painting these with black. It makes the other colors pop so well. Like, look how cute that is. Layered up. Okay, now that all this is dry, I can go back and add some more details to our tree and things like that. So this little tree has a red sort of garland that goes back and forth. Let me lay it down. Ooh. And just draw that little garland, kind of going crisscrossing. Like that. And then we'll do some little gold balls, Christmas balls on the tree. There's our little crisscross. You decorate with ice blue and silver. Oh, I bet that's beautiful. You like the green border? I do too, Cassie. It feels very like classic. Okay, for the gold, I'm just going to grab some gold paint here. And I'm going to dip in the lid with the bottom of my paintbrush. And I'm just going to make some little gold balls on this tree. I feel like I'm in a rhythm. Need one up toward the top there. All right. And then I want to add just a teeny bit of detail to my curtain. So I'm going to get out a burgundy color and kind of use this to shade on top of this red. Just to kind of add some little pleats to the curtain. See how it's already got those lines kind of lasered on it, so you don't have to draw them, but you can just kind of trace them with a slightly darker red color, and it makes them look a little bit like a shadow on the curtain. Didn't bug the cat. Yeah, my cat's in here somewhere. Oh, Erin said one of your Facebook posts came up and you were putting the door hanger on the door and the cat was snoozing by the door. It didn't bug the cat. Yeah, I was going to edit that out and I was like, no, cat lovers are going to like this. I'll just leave it in. But yeah, my cat was snoozing right there by the door and I walked up and hung the door hanger on the door with the cat sitting there. Okay, this needs a second coat, so I'm going to add some more white up here. That cat was Simba. I have 2 indoor cats. My other one is Shadow. She's in the floor over here beside me. She's gray, fluffy, and irritable. She doesn't want anybody to look at her, nobody to talk to her. Just keep me fed and leave me alone and let me go outside once in a while. That's all she wants. Anybody got a cat like that? White is one of those colors that just, it takes about 3 coats to get it looking really white. So sometimes you just got to be patient with it and do another coat. Mary says, I tend to limit green to ornaments since the Christmas tree is green. Yeah, that's kind of why I tend to choose like red and stuff, I think. So they'll pop. Okay, we're going to make this look like shiplap on the walls in a moment. Did I show you guys the back side of our pumpkins and pickup store hanger? So this is the one that I said we're teaching August 5th and 7th in a workshop. Check out the back side. Now, this side we won't be teaching during the workshop. We'll be teaching this one inside my paid membership called the Painters Clubhouse. But when you sign up for the workshop, you get the template for both sides. And there's an optional kit that you can order. And the kit comes with the template for both sides and the wood lettering, like the 3D wood lettering for both sides if you want to make things really easy for you. Catherine said, I had one like that, but she loved artificial flowers. Oh, goodness. Hey, Carrie. Brenda says, I do, and I have one cat that wants all the attention. That's Simba and Shadow. Simba wants all the attention, and Shadow wants to be left alone. So, and he loves to aggravate her. I forgot, we need the gold also for the moon and stars inside the window here. So I'm going to open that back up. And I'm very carefully going to get just a teeny bit of paint on my brush and make this little moon. It's lasered on here, so I'm not having to draw this. It's already on here. And then for the dots on the stars, I'll just dip my brush in a teeny bit of gold and just do some tiny dots. They're not actually shaped like stars. They're just little dots. Again, this is going to be the background of your design, so don't agonize over that. You're not even going to see that later. Okay, I'm going to get another brush now and kind of like do a little bit of like a dry brushing technique with some gray. Let's see, what brush do I want to use? Let's try this one. We'll pick up a teeny bit of gray, maybe. And we're going to do like some shiplap sort of streaks on here. I really need like a different brush, a chip brush, but this is going to be too much. That's more than I want. Let me try my chip brush. This is my chip brush. It's a little too big, but no, that's not going to work. I'm going to make a mess of that. Maybe this one. It's like a stenciling brush. It's real stiff. So maybe I can do it with this. Pick up just a teeny bit of gray, see what happens. That's a little better. I just wanted to add a little bit of rusticness to the background. Okay. And then let me look at my example here. Looks like I drew it on with I'm trying to remember. I did these like a year ago. It's like a fine tip paint pen, extra fine tip. I'm going to get one of these and just draw these lines on here, the shiplap lines. And there's not any up here because look, none of that shows. So when you layer it up like this, you barely even notice. What I did want to do though is continue the lines that come up here because this is like more of the ceiling. Not the ceiling, the wall. I'm just imagining where they're supposed to be. There's a teeny bit here that's going to show. So this is kind of how I do it. I usually just like pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down. And I keep touching up and fixing little areas like I did that. And at first I'm thinking like there's white showing there. But then I'm like, that's the outside. That could be snow on the windowsill. So maybe I should just leave that. Cassie said, so the truck blank in the kit won't be etched. No, we'll be teaching you how to transfer the tracer onto the wood. What was the name of the cat that looked yellow? That was Simba. Hey, Sandy, welcome. Okay. Let me look at my details here and see if I got them all. I think so. Oh, look here. After you stack them up, you can really see what you're missing. So can you tell what I'm missing here? I forgot to paint the carpet on this layer because only a tiny bit of it shows. That's a quick fix. I just pick up a little red and slide it along that part right there. And it's only showing like a tiny little like step of it. Almost looks like stair steps. Just a little sliver. Paula says, I love the ornaments I'm getting on late. Are these kits we can purchase? Yes. So if you order the kit, it comes with a packet of art resin. And these are perfectly portioned. I cannot emphasize that enough. There's only 2 ounces in here. And if you've never used resin before, this is the way to do it because these are pre-measured. You're not going to have to do like the part 1 and part 2 and then the mixing. It's all pre-measured in here. So you've got your hardener and your resin, and then this little tab right here keeps the 2 separated. So when you're ready to make your ornaments, you'll pull this tab off and you'll squish the bag, and that helps them mix together. And then you'll cut the corner off the bag. And the amount of resin that's in that bag is perfect for filling these ornaments. See, it doesn't fill them all the way to the top, but you don't need it to. And so in the video, I do this right alongside you, and you can watch how I do it. So each ornament gets about 1/2 of an ounce of resin. And look how beautiful they are. And I even put the resin over the top area here and here so that it just looks shiny all the way around. I do not put resin around the outside. I do go back and like paint this. I painted this one green and then added like a greenish gold glitter. And of course I initialed it and put the year on the back. And then I add like a little pipe cleaner and a wooden bead and a bow. So that's how I finish mine off. But it comes with the video tutorial. Like you're going to get this sheet when you sign up, and it's going to have pictures of how they can all look. I did this set with black and white like I'm doing now. This one I did with like green and gold. So you can mix it up and choose however you want to paint it. But it's got a tutorial link for you. It's got all your colors listed. I even have like silver glitter and gold mentioned here, and then paint pens and things if you need things like that. So it's really made simple for you. You're not going to have to do any guessing as to how to paint these. It's going to be all figured out for you. All right, let me layer this up, see if I missed anything else. So this is kind of how it goes together, like this. And once you layer it up, you'll be able to see if you kind of missed a spot or something. I think I need to paint a teeny little touch up right down here on this little armchair, just so you don't see the raw wood peeking out from where I didn't go all the way to the edge on the chair. So when in doubt, just paint it a little further over if you have to, because nobody's going to question it as long as it doesn't look like raw wood. And then once you've got them all placed, you're going to glue them together. So let's put a little bit of silver glitter. Where's my silver glitter? I think it's over here. Hold, please. Let me grab it. I like the Decor Craft Twinkles. I'm going to use a little bit of this. We don't need much, so I'm just going to dip in the bottle. And then I'm going to put it on top of this little thing right here, the little hanger. It just adds a little bit of shimmer, and it looks really pretty once you get the resin on there. Any other questions about these kits? Pam says I'll have to catch on the replay. Okay, well, have fun. You love art resin? I do too. I love any kind of project with resin. I don't get to work with it very often, but I really love it. Okay, I think we've got a lot of our details done. I did a little bit more like shading and stuff on the ones in the tutorial, but for time's sake today, I kept this one a little more simple as far as I didn't do a lot of shading and things on like Santa's clothes and stuff like that. So you might, I definitely paint these a lot slower in the tutorial because I'm paying attention to all those little details. Okay, let's dry this and then we're going to glue it together. And then I'll show you how to prep it for resin. I don't know that we'll have time to get the resin in it before I have to wrap it up because after me is Pam Coxwell at 12 o'clock Central. So in just 25 minutes, she'll be live next here in the Jingle Mingle group. If you're not in the Facebook Jingle Mingle group, you'll definitely have to go and join it. I mentioned it during my Friday Fab 5 earlier today. So if you're watching on my page, just go comment link or click the link in the video description there to join the group. And be sure to enter the giveaway. There's a grand prize giveaway at the top of the group here where you can win a prize from every presenter. Every presenter is sending out a prize. Okay, we're going to glue these together. You ready? Hey, Terry. So I'm going to start with, like, this is our back piece. I don't have to put any glue on that, but I'm just using, this is called Stick Fast, or actually this isn't even Stick Fast. This is like Amazon's version of super glue. It's a super glue gel. Got to get it going. Come on. We're going to be here all day waiting for you. Come on. Hadn't been used in a while. It's like really stuck there. Cassie says those are really cute. Do you have any with snowman scenes? The 2023 set did have a snowman in it, but this year's don't have any snowmans. We come out with a limited run or a limited edition of them every year. So the 2025 designs will come out September 16th. Okay, here we go. It's finally coming. I feel like it's getting a little dried out. Maybe it's time to toss this bottle. It's a little stringy too. I bet it'll still get the job done though. I'm just having to squeeze really hard to get it out. So kind of go all the way around here and go, make sure you go around your edge. It doesn't have to be on there thick, but you just definitely want to get glue on all the spots. Okay, now we're going to line this up. When you press it down, make sure your window's aligned. There we go. And I like to hold the edges here because that makes sure that like it's lined up. Give it another look. Once I got it good and lined up, I'm going to push down a little harder. It's still trying to slide around, so I'm trying to get it to grab good. Vicky said, just an FYI, you're going to want to buy more than one kit because once you finish your first set, she said you're going to want more. She said, just a suggestion, buy them now before the 2024 are sold out. No, I'm not an employee of Southern Adornments, just a very happy participant. Thank you, Vicky. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, I can't tell you how many people have painted one set with me, and then they're like, do you have any more of those? My mother saw them, and she wants a set now. Or, you know, I just thought of somebody I should paint these for. You know, your kids, your grandkids. These would make such great, like, heirloom gifts because these will last. It's like this generation's quilts. I say that because, like, in my family, the quilts were the things that you pass down from generation to generation, and they were fought over whenever we were, like, doing an estate sale or cleaning out somebody's home. The quilts were the thing that all the kids and grandkids wanted. So I imagine mine will be my painted door hangers and my ornament. Where's the link for the kit on sale? It's up in the video description, Hannah. You should be able to grab it right above this video. Okay, for this layer, I'm not going to put any like on the back side of the chair and stuff. I'm just going around the outside edge because some of this stuff will not touch something on the background. They'll just kind of float. So it's easier to just go around. Oh, hang on. I should have done some up here on this piece here. Right there. Okay, I'm gonna lay that down sideways so it doesn't drain all the way down. Lay it down, line it up, hold it tight. You love sleeping under a real quilt? Me too. Me too. I have lots of precious quilts from great grandmothers of mine, and a lot of them were hand stitched. Very special. You guys should join us on Saturday night, tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m. We're doing a Whatnot raid train on the Whatnot app, and several of the participants for that Whatnot raid train are members of the Jingle Mingle Facebook group. So if you like quilting and sewing, it's being kicked off by Natalie from the Ginger Quilter, followed by Amy Sews. And then I am after Amy. And then after me is Tracy Pounds from Miss Tracy Creates. And then Tracy Gibson is last. And so it starts at 6 p.m. and ends at 9:45. It's every 45 minutes. A different presenter is going to be auctioning off items and live selling on the Whatnot app. So if you're watching on my Southern Adornments page, you should, or like whatever, you should be able to click, or not click, you should be able to comment the word Whatnot, all one word, Whatnot, and it will send you a link to download the Whatnot app using my referral link. And if you download using my referral link, it'll give you $15 credit towards your first purchase. Okay, we got about 18 minutes left. Next, we're going to paint the outer edge of this, the back, and then we're going to do our little dots around the edge, and then we'll prep it for resin. Okay, feels very secured. Look how cute. Even without resin, look how cute these are. It's like a little shadow box. Super cute. I always try to make sure that my resin kind of like pools up underneath all the layers and at least touches that top layer. And then I'll do like a little coat on the top layer so everybody looks shiny, but you know, it's touching the backside of Santa there so that everything is secure and nothing's going to get broke. Okay, let me get my paintbrush back out. Thank you, Vicki. She grabbed the link for you. What is the thing called that you have with Pam? You talking about the Whatnot raid train? Whatnot raid train. Whatnot is an app. It's a live selling app where people auction items off. There's also buy it now items. It's a lot of fun. It's like a party over there. So that starts tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. I'll be live at 7:30 on there. So you can come and join me there. Okay, painted the whole side black here. I'm going to go around and I'm going to carefully paint the edges of this. I say carefully because I don't want to accidentally get any on the front here. But this just cleans it all up. And I'm going to make sure I don't have any paint on my fingers while I hold it like that. Whoops. I forgot the back side of this is still wet. You can't take me nowhere. Let me dry that before I continue on. Didn't get that paint smoothed out very well at all. Look at this. I'm very messy. I'm a messy cook. I'm a messy painter. Messy. Catherine, did it send you a message to your Facebook Messenger when you did that? It should. Okay, the back is dry, mostly. Good, all over my fingers. I'll hold it like this now and finish painting my edges. That's why I had that little gloop on the black back, because probably because I was doing this and it glooped over to the back. And then don't forget to paint the back of this little deal. You could paint it silver if you want, but ain't nobody going to see that side. It's going to be hanging on the tree. Nobody's going to see it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's dry this, and then I'll show you how to prepare it for the resin. Actually, I forgot. We got to do our white dots too. Okay, so use the bottom of your paintbrush, dip in your paint, and you're just going to do little dots. Now, I like to kind of do 2 or 3, maybe 4 dots before I dip in the paint again, because the more dots you do, the smaller they get. See how they got smaller? And I kind of like the variation in size. It kind of makes them look a little bit more random. Now, it depends on what I'm doing that on, whether or not I want to always, I don't always want that sort of look, but for the background of these, I really like it. Cute, cute, cute. Look how easy that was. So easy. Anybody can paint these, no matter your skill level. Like I said, you can do these with paint pens if the paintbrush scares you. Any questions, comments? It is going to take a little longer for these little white dots to dry. So just be careful handling them, because they will look dry on the surface, but because you kind of did like a dot like that, they're thicker. And so underneath the top of the dot, they will still be a little wet. But if you mess something up along the way, just dry it and paint over it. It's just paint. But look how fun. Look how cute. It's just like a little shadow box. So cute. Now, to prepare these for resin, you're going to need some painter's tape. And I just use the almost 1-inch wide frog tape. You could also use masking tape, actually. And so you're just going to tear off some of this. And you're going to put it around the edge. And I actually kind of like to, hang on, how is it that I do this? I was like, let me tell you. And then I'm trying to remember. Okay, I do it like this. I line it up with the front of the ornament. So I have the excess hanging over the back. The reason you want to do this is because even though we glued all those layers together, and I teach this in the video, so you're not going to have to remember this. When you buy the kit, you'll be getting access to the tutorials where I walk you through doing all of this step by step. And I'm a little more teacherly in that one. In this one, I've been more social and just casual, but in that lesson, I do actually like teach a little bit more in depth. Let me tear this off. The reason you want to do this is because even though you glued all those layers together, that's not an airtight seal where all of those layers line up. And I like to think of resin like an octopus. Have you ever seen a video of an octopus trying to escape something? They can squeeze through the tiniest of cracks. Resin's like that. It will squeeze through the tiniest of cracks, and then it will glue itself to your desk and make a big mess. So this is what I do. I do it like this. And then I go around with some scissors and I just snip the excess like so. And then I just fold it over, make little pleats. Really easy. Super fun. Buy some kits of these and get some girlfriends together and y'all have like a little girls' night paint party making ornaments. Wouldn't that be fun? Or get a church group together and have your church group make ornaments. There's so many fun things you could do with these. Okay, and then once I have it like that, I kind of just press it down flat, because if any resin comes out those cracks, it's going to go to the back and it's probably going to like try to seep out these cracks too. Resin's crazy like that. So get it all on there. Whoops, I forgot. Oh, I just told y'all, be careful. Your polka dots aren't dry yet. And then I perfectly demonstrated why you should be careful. Okay, let me demonstrate also how it's just paint and you can fix it. So dipping in the black paint, I'm going to go back and just touch up. I'll just redo that dot. No big deal. There's another one over here that I goofed up. I laid it right down on the surface and smushed them. And they weren't perfectly dry yet. Sad, sad, sad. There we go. Now, go back with my white paint. Put that dot back where it was. Touch these dots up. Okay, that looks better. Uh, Catherine said, I lost you. Oh, sorry. I'm glad it worked for you. All right, so now this is prepped and ready for resin. So do paint all your ornaments, get them all like this, and then when you're ready, you're going to take your little resin packet that comes in the kit. You're going to pull off the tab. I'm going to walk you through it in the video, don't worry. And then you're going to mix the bag. You're going to mix, mix, mix. And then you're going to cut the corner, and you'll pour it in there. Make sure your surface is protected, and then you'll leave them to dry overnight. And about 12 to 24 hours later, you'll have beautiful resin ornaments that you can display on your tree, give as gifts, and keep and cherish forever and ever. Okay, let me know, which is your favorite? Santa giving the gift, the boy with the ornament, the kids in front of the fireplace, or Santa kissing Mrs. Claus? For me, it's a toss-up between these two, but I really like Santa kissing Mrs. Claus, so that's why we painted that one today. Thank you, Laura Lee. She said these are really pretty. Yes, tag a crafty friend. If you have crafty friends who are like, oh my goodness, so-and-so should see these. She would eat this up. We all have friends like that. Tag them in the comments. Let them know, because these ornament kits are super cute. Christy likes Santa kissing. So does Vicky. So does Lynn. I know, isn't it precious? They're just so cute. Kids in front of the fireplace. I like that one too, Amy, but it's definitely a toss-up. You like the fireplace? Angie says. Well, thank y'all for joining me. Y'all can go take a potty break. And in 10 minutes, Miss Pam Coxwell is going to be live with you all here in the Jingle and Mingle group for her project. And I think it's like a watercolor painting project. I'm not sure. It's like doing a little Christmas window. Again, don't forget to register for the giveaway at the top of the page and check out all the kits and introductions of each speaker in the guides tab. I'll see y'all next time. Bye, everyone.